Hello, YouTube and TikTok. Yeah, we're going live this morning. Got some questions we are going to answer. So extremely exciting. I'm just going to move you here, TikTok, for a moment. Just while I'm looking for the questions to answer. And if you guys have any questions, please definitely post them. But basically, we are answering your guys' questions for free. You can always email us. And if you're on TikTok, the link is in our bio in our link tree. You can email us, or you can post them on our YouTube channel, and we'll send it to the coach as video requests. So we're doing that for absolutely free, right? We want to help you guys and on your journey. So let's dive into it. Please post your questions in the chat if you have any. Right now, I'm going to answer a question that was actually given to me off of one of my videos. So any advice on manifesting an SP to move to your country, especially if they don't like your country and there's a lot of restrictions to move here? I would love to know if you had any clients before me who managed to do it. Lovely video. So, I mean, circumstances don't matter. That's the wonderful thing about this. Circumstances only matter if we think they matter. So, I mean, what I would start looking at here is changing your story. So first of all, start intending that your SP likes your country, or they don't care. They'll move anywhere to be with you. You can change the restrictions, start intending that restrictions are going to change. Here's a really good example, that circumstances don't matter. So we used to have a toll bridge where I lived, and I got sick of paying the toll going over it. And the company that you paid the toll with was highly annoying. And they double bill, and their billing was always wrong, and it was confusing, and it was just too much. So you know what? I just intended that they take the toll off the bridge. And sure enough, you know what? They took the toll off the bridge. Okay. Same thing. We used to have to pay tax, medical service plan, in Canada and BC anyway. And I was like, no, I don't want to pay it. I intend that it's completely free and included in our taxes. And boom, it was. They took away the monthly payment. So anything is possible. Okay. So start creating. I can be, do, and have anything I want. Today, I'm the possibility of having the impossible. Today, I'm the possibility of having anything I want. Okay. So let's change our story. Yeah. You know what? He can move there. I've heard of lots of people, basically, moving countries to be with one another. I mean, there's countless stories of it. It happens all the time. So absolutely, yes, this is absolutely possible. So yeah, so I'm just like I said, guys, hello everybody on TikTok. I'm so happy. I wasn't sure this was a great time to do a stream because it is the early morning, so I can't even talk. But you know what? I have some time before I'm going out today, and I thought, you know what? I will do a live, and I know everyone's in different time zones, so I'm hoping, that the times I pick and I scatter them about, that it works for everybody. Oh, hey, Tanvi. I asked about emergency situation and it's time sensitive. Yeah, do you want to post your question here, or you can email it to us, or if it's about a session, let me know. I can have Brandy reach out to you. I don't know where your question is specifically. Yeah, but you can create things on a time crunch. That's totally fine. You choose, right? I mean, you're the creator of your reality. You get to choose everything. Let me just check. Does anybody have a question on TikTok? You guys can post your question. I will answer them. I'm just waiting for you, Tanvi, to elaborate on your situation there. Is it a question, or, let me take a look. So perfect timing for this video. Yes, I found reverse engineering can help me with how we manifest stuff. And it's funny, sometimes too funny. I love the affirmation. I intend I will understand exactly how my thoughts create my reality. I love that intention. Let's do that one again. I intend to see exactly how my thoughts have created what I've manifested in my reality. Absolutely amazing. How do you condition yourself to stop telling the old story and tell the new story with friends and family members, especially if it just happened? Thanks again. So Conditioning yourself is mental diet. You just catch yourself, and your new thoughts will become a habit, right? So whenever I go to change a thought that I have, okay, first of all, let's say Jerry does something. Jerry's here in my reality. Okay, so it's like, okay, Jerry did it. Okay, Jerry was late taking me somewhere and it's upset me. Okay, so first of all, I have to remember and remind myself that everyone's being pushed out. I manifested him being late. It's empty and meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. Once we take the meaning out of it, we're no longer upset. We can just observe what we've actually manifested. Okay, so we've observed it. And then we just start changing our story. Okay, every time I think, oh, I'm not going to ask Jerry, he's going to be late, taking me there late again. No, Jerry always gets me to where I need to be on time, and you just catch yourself. And the more you catch yourself, you create that new neural pathway. Okay, and when you have that new neural pathway, your thinking will automatically go there. Okay, so the more you catch the thoughts you don't want and change them into the thoughts you want, the easier it's going to be to carry on your new story. And this is why people say do the work, put in the work, fight the good fight, because it literally is a battle with yourself. Okay, so those old thought patterns are so comfortable, but we've got to fight them if we want to see something new in our reality. And what the thing is, right, is the more you manifest like little things and you realize how you manifest and you learn how you manifest in your reality and how it works for you, the easier it is to change your belief. Because me changing my belief, it's like, okay, well, Jerry's always late. And then this is my thought. I'm like, well, you know what? Everyone's being pushed out. Like I totally created that. Yeah. Could he be on time? Absolutely. Okay. He's on time. Like I'm done. There's not a lot of fighting going on in my head anymore. But like, let me tell you, years ago, there was like, 10 years ago, there was an all-out battle of like war and peace in my head, right? No, that is, but over the years, it just gets easier because this is a lifestyle shift, okay? This is basically just thinking positive and just catching yourself to be like, well, do I really want to create that thought? One thing, hit me this morning, you know how they do like meditations and they say, just meditate and just let your thoughts kind of flow and don't judge them. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm like, that meditation sounds all good and fine, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't think I just want to let my thoughts just go, And I thought, what would be a fun meditation, which I'm going to do is like, be relaxed, let my thoughts come. But if I don't like them, just change them on the spot, practice just a mental diet in a meditative state, and then add to it. So let's say, I think, oh, you know what, I need to, put away my papers and organize my file cabinet. And then, okay, let's add something. Oh, I intend Andrew cleans his office. I intend, so-and-so picks up the dishes. Like, just, start using that time when you're in the meditative state to like, let your thoughts flow, but then add to them, like, and change them, and take that time to go like, okay, well, what, I intend, that Andrew buys me some flowers, and it'd be like, oh, and it'd be nice if he did this and that, and just keep adding to it. Or if you have a negative thought, just change it on the spot. I don't know. I think that would be a nice meditation to do, right? Anyway, just a thought that I had this morning. So, oh, you asked under my video about an emergency situation. Okay, I was just wondering. Oh, well, you're not in a safe situation. Okay. Oh, I remember your question now. Hey guys, tea. Today is English breakfast, not cream of Earl Grey, but I love English breakfast. Okay, let me take a look here. So Tavi's got a question about an emergency situation. I'm not in a safe situation. I need financial independence ASAP, but I can't physically remove myself. I'm changing my thoughts, but I want to completely get out of this situation permanently. I want to change my life permanently. How do I keep a mental diet in ugly situations? I slip a lot and I feel defeated. Things are as simple as changing your thoughts, but I keep looking at the 3D. Okay, well, yeah, it is as simple as changing your thoughts. But I mean, the first thing is you have to intend that you can get out and get to a safe place, right? Sometimes staying in the situation to change it isn't always the best thing, right? Even though everyone is you pushed out, it doesn't mean you're a doormat or to blame for anything, especially if you're in an unsafe situation. Okay. So start intending that there's like, programs where you are that can help you, start intending, and just start dreaming of ways that you can get out of your situation. Okay. But I mean, I highly recommend, law of assumption, law of attraction or not, don't stay in a dangerous situation, okay? And don't say and don't create that there's no way for you to get out, okay? We care about you here and there's always a way to get out. So start saying there is a way for me to get out. I don't have to stay here. There's tons of ways that this is going to happen, and start, putting your thoughts towards what you actually want to see. Years ago, I'll share something really personal. Years ago, I was in a domestic violence relationship for like 3 years, right? And I felt like I couldn't get out, and the thing was, is I did, I was like, okay, I can't get out because I don't have the money. I need as part of the rent, I don't make enough. And then one day I just had enough and I was like, no, you know what? Like, I can make it on my own. I can do it. It's all going to work out for me. And it turned out there was this like organization that helped women in my situation, and all these, basically all these support things just showed up for me and helped me get out of the situation. So anything is absolutely possible. Okay. Anything is absolutely possible. So do we say here, in LOA land, like, oh, stay in your situation? No. If you've created something, okay, that you don't like, you don't have to stay there and recreate it. Okay. Let me just get that out of the way right away. I remember I created this guy who was so negative, I manifested him. He's like my friend, and but he would just complain. And I swear my head would be on the table, and I wouldn't even like drink my wine. He just like ruined the taste of the wine, and it was like, I just couldn't be around him. And so did I recreate him? No. You know what? No, I just found someone else to hang out with. Right. So let me make that clear. Okay. Law of assumption and everyone is you pushed out doesn't mean you're to blame, and you've got to be stuck in your situation. Right. But you just, you basically, your financial situation, you say, look at, what I'm gonna, like me, I don't know. You can say, I get a great business idea, or, I mean, you're going to get a great job. I remember I had a corporate job that paid really, really well. I've always manifested tons of money, like, and it's just like, and you just start saying, look at, I'm going to get a job, making this much, or, I'm going to start a business, and I'm going to come up with business ideas, and you will, like, your subconscious mind and your reality will conform to everything that you absolutely want. So, you know what? Tanvi, we care about you here. Okay. Start thinking positive. You are going to get out of your situation. You are going to find, a good financial situation, but don't make you getting safe dependent on your financial situation. Say right now, I intend to be in a safe environment and to make lots of money. Okay. Don't make, I can't be in a safe environment because I'm not making enough money. I want to be in a safe environment, but I have no money. No, I can be in a safe environment and I can make money, and it can happen, and it can happen now because you're good enough. You are God of your quantum bubble. Okay. You got this. Okay. So I'm glad you came on. I'm glad we were able to touch base, it's, it is as simple as changing your thoughts, but it's also, yes, thank you. I love it. So, here's another funny thing. This was a client years ago, and when I was coaching, and I shared this story in a YouTube, in a YouTube video, her success story. So she came to me and she was basically she was in debt and she wanted to get rid of her debt. And she made an appointment with a debt, like debt consolidating place or whatever. And she said to me, well, is going to this debt consolidating place living in the end, acting as if I have no debt? And I'm like, well, yeah. She's like, well, I don't think I should go. I said, no, I think you should go. And I think you should intend that this is what helps you to get debt free. Okay. Because these people are going to help you with debt. It's okay to face your 3D reality and take steps to, fix something. Right. So, if, basically living from the end is going, okay, well, I'm debt free. And the first step is I went to debt recovery, blah, 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 blah. So she went to this debt recovery. Okay. And after the intentions that we created together, she went there, and all of a sudden they had a program that was exactly for a single mother with 3 kids between a certain age, totally qualified. They paid off all her credit cards, all her debt. They bought her new appliances. They paid a couple months of her rent. Okay. Anything is possible in this reality. Okay. So, you look around, you may find, that there are agencies and, places that are willing to help and help you out of situations. You've manifested them. That's okay. Sometimes it does take a little bit of action, with your thoughts. So you have your thoughts and you're putting your thoughts there. And then, somebody tells you about some place, you should contact for, in my case, it was battered women. I took the number, I called, they helped me. Okay. So there's always options, and, trust that everything in your reality is a stepping stone and a bridge to get you to what you want. Okay. It's there. It's always like, just with, law of attraction, since the beginning of me doing this, people are like, well, you know what? If you don't heal yourself without doctors, then you can't create properly. What? No, you've created doctors, pills, medication, all of it. It's all your creation. So don't tell me that you can't take a pill to cure something, okay, and then be a failure at manifesting. No, you could never fail at manifesting. You're always doing it. You're always doing it. And, the miracles will come through people. It's like that story of the guy that's like on the island and he prays to God, to save him. And he's on this deserted island, shipwrecked. And God sends a helicopter. And he's like, no, I'm waiting for God. And the helicopter's like, okay. He sends a boat. And he's like, no, I'm waiting for God, right? He sends a plane and the guy's like, no, thank you. I'm waiting for God. And then all of a sudden, he perishes. He goes up to the pearly gates and he's at, the gate of heaven. And he says, God, why did you fail me? And God's like, I sent a helicopter. I sent a boat. I sent a plane. Why didn't you get on any of them? So it's okay, for things that are in your reality, Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's go for a TikTok one here. So Tanvi, I really hope that helps you 100%. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Nancy. I'm glad you feel better from my last live. I've got only a few more minutes here. I'm going to do a TikTok question here. Oh, Nancy, you're in TikTok too. So that's perfect. Let's do, I think it's you because it's the same question. So you both have the same question. How do I keep not looking at the 3D while I'm living in the end? Okay. So how do you keep not looking at your 3D? Well, the thing is don't fight your 3D. Okay. Don't resist it. Okay. Accept your 3D. Okay. You've got to accept your 3D. Okay. Once you accept your 3D, what ends up happening is you have the empowerment to change it. If you're resisting it and not liking it and being upset at it and reacting to it, you're just going to create more of it. The more you push against something, the more you're going to get. Here's a really good example. The other day, my sister called me and I was going to do like a family dinner. And then, in the moment, I just got overwhelmed and Andrea was like having some kind of meltdown. And I was just like, okay, no family dinner. I'm not doing it. And my sister was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Like, that's cool. Don't worry about it. And she gave me no resistance. And I was like, okay, and then she intended on her side. She was like, well, I intend she changes her mind. Fast forward a couple hours, all of a sudden I was like, I think I should do this dinner. It's fine. I'm like, everything's settled down here. I'm not feeling overwhelmed. So I call her back and it was late. And I said, I'm sorry it's late, but I think we should do dinner, but let's go out to our favorite restaurant instead. She was like, okay. So we get to our favorite restaurant like a day later or something. And she says, you know what? And she says to her husband, see, I told you she'd change her mind and we'd go to Chili's. So basically after I said no to family dinner, she basically said to her husband, well, she's going to change her mind and we're going to go to our favorite restaurant. And that's exactly what happened because she didn't give me any resistance on the phone. She didn't like protest with me in the 3D. She just accepted it. Right. And that gave me the space and her the space to manifest it. So, now what you do with your 3D is don't resist it. Just accept it. Accept it doesn't mean that, you're okay with it and you're not going to change it. It just means you're not going to be upset at it anymore. So once you've accepted it, all you do is when something shows up that you don't like, you just say, no, I intend I get this instead. Use your 3D as a reminder, okay? Because your 3D is your previous thoughts, okay? So it's like your couch, okay? Your couch is not where you want it. Do you get mad at it and start, just don't want to look at it? No. Because it's not against the wall. You just don't even want to look at it. No, you just go up and move it, right? So that's the same thing with your 3Ds right now. How do you stay living in the end? Well, you look at it and, you think to yourself, well, that's not what I want. I don't want, Andrew's office to be a mess. So then you say, okay, well, my 3D, my living in the end is that office being completely organized and clean. Okay, so every day I walk by that office and I look inside his little office room and I'm like, oh, it's a mess. Okay, I intend he cleans it. Done. Okay, move on. Instead of getting mad at it and saying, oh, the cleaner, because, I'll be honest, this is a thing. His office does need to be cleaned, and the cleaner can't really get in there and, and I pay the cleaner. So, I was annoyed at first because the cleaner was like spending time in there moving stuff around and whatever. And I was like, okay, that upset me. So I'm resisting it. So I said to the cleaner, I'm like, don't move anything. Just dust what you can. And just quick vacuum, like whatever. If it's going to be a mess, don't spend like a lot of time in there trying to organize stuff. Right. So I just keep walking by, every time I see it a mess. So, having that organized with the cleaner, that helped me to just accept the situation. Okay. Cause now that's done. I'm not wasting like, an hour worth of cleaner time in that room. And basically every time I walk by, there's a few more boxes that have gone and then a few more boxes that are actually put away. And, and it just, it's okay, So I intend he actually goes up there this weekend and cleans it, same with his papers by his desk. I look over and instead of being annoyed and angered by it, because it does, like, I like my place clean and organized, instead I just intend he'd clean it up, and when, you just look at it, something you don't like in your 3D and you just go, no, you know what? Okay, fine. It's there. That obviously that's my past thoughts. I obviously, have a story that Andrew's not organized. Well, I'm going to start changing that, but I'm not going to be upset and resist it. You know what I mean? So, you've got to shift your emotions, right? Remember that, everything is empty and meaningless. Just be the observer of your reality. Okay. Because everything in your 3D is your previous thoughts. So if you don't want your previous thoughts to re-manifest again and put them in the future, try not to react to them and just be the observer and say, okay, no, coach, I don't like you there. I'm going to move you there. Okay. I intend that makes sense, right? Yeah, since the 3D and the 4D are a mirror, there's no separation. There isn't, Yeah. So SP wants no association with me. How to reverse the break? Yeah, you know what? Revise that story. Whatever story that you have, that whatever's happened, revise it. You know what? One thing is always the best is that they're very, forgiving and understanding. And you know what? Like I've heard so many times when I was coaching that, SPs would be like, oh, I don't like you because you're needy. So you know what I started intending? I started intending that Andrew loves it when I'm needy. And he does, he's like, you're so needy today. I'm like, yeah, and you love it. He's like, yeah, I do. Start intending that people love it when you're needy. Your SP loves you the way that you are. There's nothing that you can do that'll make them not want to be with you, right? Please, you guys deserve it. Each and every one of you guys deserve it, right? So since you're changing a new story again and again, you get frustrated that it's not changing. Well, see, that's the thing, right? Now, as soon as you get frustrated that's not changing, you've chosen for it not to change, okay? So this is why it's so important that you keep your faith up and, do your little things, okay? Do your little list of manifestations, okay? This is so incredibly important because you need to keep your faith up, okay? You need to have faith in your thoughts creating. You need to have faith, okay? That's the important thing. I can't say that enough. Like I've got a little balloon dog. You guys have probably heard this story a million times, but I manifested it and I put it on, my shelves right in front of me and I can see it right now. And every time I look at that, I'm like, oh yeah, I manifested that, like this is real. So you want to keep that up, right? So Tanvi, no, I don't do one-on-one coaching, and you're welcome. I'm more than happy to answer your question. I have had your question in my list to do a video on, so now I've covered it. But all the coaches here are 100% trained by me to do coaching the way that I do coaching. So first of all, they find out what your current situation is, what you want to manifest, and they go through and help you figure out what you're thinking, and your mental diet. And they help you with personalized intentions and an action plan, and they help to keep you accountable. And actually I found out, we have a psychologist on the team that it's close to cognitive behavior therapy, is changing your thoughts and your thought patterns. So the thing is, right, is, Oh, I don't even remember what I was going to say. Well, that just eluded me. But yeah, no, all the coaches here are trained in that, and and they do an absolute a good job helping you to recreate your new story and shift the way that you're looking at your situation. So they're all 100% trained by me. Yeah. So, and yeah, cognitive behavior therapy. Yeah, our coaching is close to that. It's not that we're not trained psychologists or counselors, but it's close, right? We don't just on our coaching, we don't just get on the call and do a consultation and say change your thoughts and da da da. No, we actually do the work with you. And that's what I've trained all the coaches to do here. And you know what, you guys have my guarantee. If you're not happy with a session, email us. It's confidential. I'll make it right. All I care about is you guys getting what you want. And that's why, we give away so much free information as well. So no, we're not licensed, we've had a lot of counselors, and now we got a psychologist on the team. A lot of us are trained, certified life coaches, so we do have, some trained people, but the services we offer are life coaching. So just to let you know, we're not trained to do anything counseling wise, and nor do we pretend to, right? So, yeah. So what else we got here, guys? I think, let me just check. Sorry, TikTok. I got to check my phone notifications here. Yeah, let's see. Okay. So I'm just doing the live here. Just before I go out, you know what I did? It's so funny in my new joke, right? So I've lost some weight. I don't know if you guys can notice, but I noticed I'm working very hard at losing weight. Anyway, my ring has gotten too big, like my wedding ring and my engagement ring, it falls off, right? And it's this white gold. And I always wanted a gold set, right? So I told Andrew, I said, the jeweler told me that because my ring is too big, that it's best I just buy a new set. So So yeah, so I'm getting a new ring today. It came in, so I'm really excited about that. Yeah, Andrew bought that story, right? Baby cupcakes. Yes, you're back. You're always on our lives, aren't you? Can you scroll up and read what I wrote? Sure. I'm in a dilemma. Okay, let's see. I'm looking. Let's take a look here. Here we go. Oh, I'm scared that my SP won't want me if he finds out his best friend is talking smut to me. Okay. So, first of all, so intend that, what, your SP, doesn't care and that he's secure. And, the thing is, right, if you feel guilty that that's happening, then, that's going to cause, basically that guilt feeling about the situation is everyone's you pushed out. It's going to radiate into your situation. Okay. So like, I'm not here to judge. Okay. I'm really not. I've helped clients get in polyamorous relationships, tons. Okay. So I don't judge. Okay. To each its own. Okay. I'm not the moral police. Okay. The only thing I care about is obviously like anything violent or illegal. I'm not going to be partaking in. Right. But, okay. So, if you're okay, like if you want to date two SPs, right, then you just need to be okay with it. And then when you're okay with it, you just intend everyone else is okay with it. So I'm not quite sure where you want to go with this. Are you not wanting his best friend to talk, dirty to you? Are you wanting it? Are you like willingly partaking? Whatever your story is, right, is you need to be okay with it, what you choose. So like me, let's say, for instance, I don't know if you can follow that up there for me. Oh, your SP blocked you. I don't want his best friend. Okay, thank you. That helps. Okay, so basically, you know what? Your SP is forgiving and understanding, okay, and that he understands that his friend is just like that and that you never wanted it or invited it and you actually want to be with him and he knows that. And he's completely over it. Like you just revise your story, right? And any like negative part of your story. So write out, your negative story, okay? And then change those negative thoughts, to positive intentions. And when you get that new list, okay, my SP, is mad at me and he blocked me, you say, no, my SP is talking to to me and forgives me. Okay. And you take that new list and you read it 2-3 times a day, like seriously, until there's no more static when you say it. Because, when you start to change your story, it hurts the head. Like, honestly, like, I don't know about you, but when I try to formulate like a new sentence sometimes when I've been thinking negative for a while about something, I'm like, ugh. It's like shorting out. So weird. So do that, right? Take your situation right now, revise it, and tell yourself the new story like a few times. Okay. So let's take a look here. What do you guys got? You guys, everybody joined. I'm surprised that it's everyone's around this morning. Mm. Thanks for all the gifts and roses on TikTok. I'm not sure how that works. But that's awesome. So anyone else got a question here? One more question before I wrap this up. I've got a new wedding set to pick up today in gold. Thank you, Yara. So one more question here. Who's been on here? Let's go with, I'm just gonna let's take a look here. Let's see. Who's got one? Yeah, everything's instant. So everything does manifest instant. That's the thing. But it doesn't always show up instantly, but it has the potential. I mean, your thoughts travel at the speed of light, faster than the speed of light, right? In fact, everybody in one is in your reality. I don't know. There's like, I'm not a science expert, but I highly recommend the movie What the Bleep, What the Bleep Do We Know, or What the Bleep Down the Rabbit Hole. It's a very good movie, and watch the extended version. So with that, they talk about, quantum entanglement, basically that, the one particle shifts, the other one shifts. I mean, we're all quantum entangled. We're all one. So the minute you shift, everything shifts. There is no time delay. Now, what causes time delay? Our beliefs. Okay. I've used this example before, so I'm going to use it again. Let's say I want a Ferrari. Do I believe that one's just going to be out my driveway right now? No, like I don't. I believe I'm probably going to have to go to a dealership or someone's going to say something to me, blah, blah, blah. So, we put the time delay in there with our own beliefs. Okay. So like, for instance, I intend someone buys me a coffee. Okay. Someone right now is thinking they're going to buy me a coffee, but is my coffee here right now? No, because nobody else is here. Okay, maybe it'll show up in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. So that's only because I have the belief, again, that the coffee is not going to fall out of my ceiling, right? So if you want that belief, like, you can believe anything, and anything is absolutely possible. You're only limited by your choice of your of your limitations, of your belief of your limitations, right? It's funny, they tell this story in NLP, right? There's an elephant, okay, and elephants are big, strong creatures, and they tie him up with a big chain, and the elephant tries to move, and he tries to move, but he can't because this big chain's holding him, right? And he tries so many times that he just gives up. Finally, they just like take away the big chain and they just tie him up with a little rope that he can easily snap. But the elephant doesn't snap it. Why? Because he's been conditioned. He tried so many times and he couldn't get away with the chains, and he doesn't realize that now it's just a rope that he can break. Okay. So, the thing is, right, is you are only, trapped by or limited by your beliefs of what's possible. Okay. So let's say it all together. I believe that I could be, do, and have anything that I want. And I believe that anything I want and desire is happening, and it's happening now. Okay. And the minute I intend something, or the minute I think I want something, everybody in the universe is conspiring to make that happen for me. Okay. So, things will happen if you decide it's going to happen, right? That's completely up to you. Yeah. I invested in the mentor for the business that I'm starting. You know what? The reason why I have a coaching company is because I actually did 2-year intensive coaching, basically on everyone as you pushed out. And the coaching program we do here is similar to what I experienced over there. And you know what? It changed my life. Like, it really changed my life. I can't tell you how much different my life is after that investment. I do believe in coaching. There's people out there and they want to help you, and they know their stuff, and that's the thing. And it's like I go to my doctor because he knows about health and he helps me to stay healthy. I went to a coaching program because I wanted to change my life. I wanted to think positive. I wanted, to experience, extraordinary results. And I have, everything, everything is possible. Yeah, if you want to be a coach, you can always email us, and our operations manager Casey will put you through our our interview process, right? So we do a rigorous interview process just to let you guys know. We want to make sure that who we're bringing on is 100% qualified. So, but if you've been watching me in the channel, then you know your stuff, right? So that's incredibly important as well. So yeah, so I believe in coaching and I believe in supporting each other, just like I go to my doctor, you go to a personal trainer, I mean, there's no harm in any of that, right? I can't say I've even gone to counselors in my younger years, and psychologists. I actually went to a business coach. Yeah, it's support, it never hurts because, it helps. Sometimes people can see your blind spots. Like, I can't tell you how many times I'm going on complaining about something and Andrew's like, really, you're going to complain, you're really going to, create that story. And I was like, oh, you're right. I didn't even notice I was saying that. Sometimes you can't see your own blind spots and it helps for someone to point them out. And you know what, just to have somebody every week to hold you accountable, as well as, for you to bounce your ideas off of and help you to change your story. Like, the other thing, I loved about when I was doing my coaching was, they weren't somebody I could sit and complain to because they would not allow me to complain, because that's not how this works. Okay. We don't go to a coaching session and complain. We go there to create something new. And so like, you go to your like best friend or whoever, and you're like, oh, you wouldn't believe what Jerry did. And they're like, oh my God, he's crazy. How he, they just help you dig the hole deeper. Right. Like, that's why I was so thankful for coaching is they don't let you do that. It's almost like, it's like, asking your doctor what to do for a sore throat as opposed to your friend, or like, having your friend diagnose your sore throat. I remember I had a sore throat and like, my friend said, oh, you probably just burnt it on tea. And I believed it. And I didn't go to the doctor. And it turned out I needed antibiotics. And, the doctor was like, oh my God, you got throat infection. And it's like, oh, I thought I burnt it. And he's like, burnt it. He's like, do you drink tea hot enough to burn? And I was like, no, actually I don't. Perfect example why you should go to the professional, right? But at the same time, guys, we give everything away on the channel absolutely for free. So, all of the information, we never hold anything back. So yeah. You guys are absolutely amazing. So guys, you know what? You can email in your questions if I didn't get to them. It's sessions@createyourfuture.co, not com, co. Yeah, we're more than happy to oh, thanks, Timo. You've been around for a while, Timo. I recognize your name from the early days. A lot of you guys, actually, and thank you for being longtime subscribers. And I love it when you guys email in to let me know how much our videos have changed your life. And, and I really try to bring in, the best people, to be able to help people. And, the team of coaches right now, that I'm really happy and proud with them. They are absolutely amazing. Like their sessions are just out of this world, and a couple of them, they're better coaches than I am, in my opinion, and then I'm really happy to be able to have that and share that. So, yeah, Jerry's here, Nancy. Jerry's right here. He's like, hello. He's been trying. I'm like, Jerry, no. I talk to teddy bears, right? So anyways, guys, next live, I will have my new ring on, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next live. So hopefully it'll be soon. Please, a short outro on NC. Oh, I know. I'm not sure what NC is, but you know what? Email us the question, and somebody will answer it for sure. Okay. Oh, no contact. Oh, well, you know what? First of all, revise the story of why you guys aren't in contact. That's always so important, and the thing is don't be scared to like reach out. Okay. So way back when, and I'll do this really quickly. Let me just check to make sure. I'm just waiting for, I'm waiting for my mommy to text me and to show up. So I hang out with my mom. I know I'm big on family. Anyway, so with no contact, so here's a story. Okay, so there was this guy, okay, and I was dating Andrea at the time, and we were sort of like, we sort of had this fling go on, but he wasn't serious. And I, I was dating Andrew. So, me and Andrew were at the pub that this guy was at, okay. And so this guy was like, and I smoked cigarettes and vaped at the time, which I don't anymore, but it was like, he was at the pub and Andrew was like kind of like half working, and we were sitting at the pub having beers and he was working or whatever. Anyway, so I went outside for, a vape with this guy, and this guy was like, he tried to like kiss me, and I was like, oh my God, like, how dare you do that to me? I'm on a date with this other guy, you had your chance, you didn't want to commit, you didn't want it. So, like, you're drunk, like, stop it. Never contact me again, I said to him. Okay. So then that was fine. I left it at that. Okay. And then, so let's fast forward, like, a few years, right? I thought to myself, you know what? I was like, let's test this. Okay. I'm like, let's test the law and see if I can get this guy to like text me. Of course, I'm still with Andrew, but I'm not interested in being in a relationship. I'm just wondering if I can manifest a text from him. Okay. Just to see how he's doing, or, to get him to text me. And so, because I know there was like this huge thing, right? So anyway, this huge fallout between us, because we were still friends, but, him being drunk and trying to kiss me just kind of like got me upset, because I was dating Andrew at the time and I didn't want Andrew to like leave me. And I'm not that type of person. I'm like I'm a one woman, for one guy, like, you know what I mean? Like, because if I like cheat or something, then I feel like so guilty and I can't live like that. Like, and it's just not worth it, anyway, so, so I'm intending that this guy like texts me, I'm intending, and he's not, and I'm revising the story and I'm not. So finally, one day I was just like, what the hell? So I texted him and he answered me back, and I was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, I'm good. He's like, I'm so glad to hear from you. He's like, I've been thinking about you. He's like, but I wanted to respect what you said about never contacting you ever again. He's like, and I've been dying to call you for like the last like 2 months. And I was like, oh, okay, and basically, said everything that I was manifesting and intending. The only thing that didn't manifest was him reaching out to me, right? Because I missed the part of the story that he respects me, and, and he respects my wishes, you know what I mean? And so, I didn't revise the whole thing, but I reached out to him, and everything that I like was thinking, he totally reflected back to me. So, when it comes to no contact, revise the story of why you're not in contact. And, if you do get the urge, don't be scared to reach out. The thing is don't make anything mean rejection. Like, I remember way back before Andrew, I had this ex, we ended up breaking up, and I wanted to be with him again. And for years, like, I'd call him on like periodically, and he'd just hang up on me, right? Like, you'd hear my voice hang up on me. And then finally I was like, no, you know what? He totally forgives me. He's over it. He wants to be with me. And sure enough, and one day I was driving past this Starbucks and I saw him sitting there having a coffee. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I was like, okay. So I I basically parked, got out of my car. He started talking to me, and then we started dating again, within a week. Right. So, revise that story. You can get back into contact with people, right? What's the reason why you're not in contact? Change that story. What are you guys going to talk about? Yeah. I hope that helps. Well, congratulations, Crystal. I love it. I can manifest money today. Yes. No, let's do 5,000, not 500. 5,000. Yes, I'm married too. I love it. I love being married. I really do. Not just for the sake of being married, but because, yeah. Because Andrew's actually amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's nobody I love spending time with than him, and just, he's amazing. Of course, we have our moments. Who doesn't have their moments, right? So, yes, you guys are amazing. Okay, so I am going to get ready, and and then I'm having a family dinner tonight. So that's my life. That's what I'm doing. And I intend that, like, unexpected, exciting things happen. I'm the possibility of abundance today and miracles, and everything and every interaction I have with people is going to make me feel good. Okay, let's do that today. Let's end on that wonderful note. Again, if I didn't answer your question, you can definitely send it into sessions, and Brandy will send it to one of the coaches. Right now, we're having a lot of fun answering your guys' questions. So awesome. We'll see you in the next live. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.